Boys and girls, cats and squirrels, we're back at it with another Tuesday Touchdowns Talks video, and today the NFL Week 3 is wrapped up, so before we get into it, make sure to like and sub, leave a comment down below, and as always, don't forget to be a GOAT, and we're going to get into a game of Retro Bowl as we discuss what has, been going on this week, which is just chaos, to sum it up in one nutshell. Yeah, there is nothing you can say other than chaos to describe the way the NFL season is going so far. Let's just start with the banger, right? The Dolphins versus the Broncos. They dropped a 70 bomb on the Broncos. Like, the Broncos, Russell Wilson didn't even play bad, and still they dropped a 70 bomb on them. Like, oh my god. Please, you gotta be better than this Broncos defense. Like, I just, there's no way to describe it other than just like, no, that's unacceptable. You can't do that. You can't allow that to happen, ever. Like, the Bears played absolutely terrible. They didn't let up 70 points. They probably would have if Patrick Mahomes had played the whole time, but like, they didn't. So that's the reality. The Broncos, it's gonna take some time for them to get better, and it's a rebuild at this point. I think we're realizing, and it's not just Russell Wilson's gonna fix them. I think it was a bad trade, and I think they're becoming a rebuilding team, just like they kind of have been since Peyton Manning left them in, 2017 or whatever? So, they just haven't been the same team. Dolphins, I've always believed in Tua. I'm always going to say this. I've always believed in him. Daniel Jones, there's some guys that I thought were better than anyone ever gave them credit. And, I was looking to be right on both of them, and then Daniel Jones did Daniel Jones things, and we're looking at our next game, the Giants and the 49ers. Yeah, Danny Dimes, he can't play every position on offense, and with how bad that O-line is playing, like, it kind of feels like he has to in order for them to have a chance at winning. Sure, Daniel Jones is not playing good. White Chocolate, Vanilla Vic, those names are unwarranted right now. But, I mean, he's not necessarily the reason they're losing, in my opinion. I think they're playing high-octane competition, like the Cowboys, the Niners, and they're not on that level yet. And I don't know if they ever will be with Daniel Jones. And without Saquon Barkley, they most certainly are not going to be able to compete with those higher caliber teams. And then, like, other than that, like, their offensive line is probably the worst offensive line I've seen ever. Like, with how many pressures they're letting up. And Darren Waller is playing below what they paid for him even. Like, we thought that they swindled the Raiders for Darren Waller, and Darren Waller seemingly is playing worse than a second-round pick was worth. So that's kind of insane. And then Jalen Hyatt, he had one good game, but other than that, none of their receivers have got going. So it's just a bad team for them. And on the other side of the ball, Brock Purdy and the 49ers have been just playing absolutely out their mind. They want it bad. They feel like they should have got it last year and got robbed somewhat due to, their injury with Brock Purdy. And so they're out for blood right now, man. They really are. And so, yeah, I mean, they're just dominating whoever's put in front of them. Right now, it's not been great competition, but competition nonetheless. So, good on them. And, yeah, we'll just get on to Packers-Saints because that's the next game I can think of off the top of my head. The Packers made an astounding comeback because normally we're the team choking away, like, late leads. But, I mean, I guess I haven't seen this new worked Packers team. They're young, they're trying to win. Everyone's there to win, and they're all bought in. Even the third stringers that are playing right now on the team, like, it's not a lot of talent, but they're gritting their teeth and pulling out some wins they probably shouldn't have. And Jordan Love is playing probably better than most people anticipated. So it's just leading to overall success. And then the sad news for the Saints, I never thought it was warranted for Derek Carr to get traded from the Raiders or released, whatever the hell happened. It was sad. But, I mean, to see him go down with an injury, I just hope that he can recoup and they can come back and try and make some sort of playoff run, because Derek Carr deserves it, and so does Chris Olave, Michael Thomas. Their whole team was starting to get into a place where you thought that they might actually be contenders with Alvin Kamara coming back and whatnot, but unfortunately the injury bug hits most teams right now. I'm currently 3 losses on the season in fantasy football of my 4 leagues, which is awesome. But, I mean, my teams are decimated with injury, and some of them are just not playing up to par, and it's just, fantasy is just all over the place. I guess another game happened. The Lions and the Falcons, realistically, it was just utter domination. The Lions were the better team, more prepared, ready to win, and they looked hungry, and they look like they are out for blood still, and I'm excited to see them play the Packers this Thursday, because I think that's going to be an absolutely astounding game to determine the probable outcome of the division, in my opinion, because I don't think Minnesota has a chance after starting 0-3, and I don't think that Chicago has a chance after starting 0-3. So, on that note, the Falcons need to get better, and a team that really needs to get better, the Chicago Bears. Justin Fields is not good enough to be an NFL caliber quarterback right now, with the coaching and the talent around him. Just not good enough. Whether it be partially his fault or not, it's just not good enough. And so it's kind of hard for you to be good enough when your team around you isn't good enough. So they are losing, and the Chiefs, on the other hand, are getting into rhythm, which is not good for the league as a total. And yeah, they're getting into swing. But a team that is not getting into rhythm, the Jacksonville Jaguars, they do not look good right now. Trevor Lawrence, just truly subpar, not what you expected from him, I'd say. And then CJ Stroud looking like he should be Offensive Rookie of the Year, and if he keeps playing and he brings that Texans team somewhere, I mean, I would consider an MVP vote or 2 for him. Genuinely, he's played that great. Truly, he deserves some consideration right now. I think Tua should be there at the top at the moment, but CJ Stroud is playing pretty much out his mind, and Tank Dell is playing pretty good too. But, I mean, you got to see where the season ends, and another rookie team. Unfortunately, the rookie is not playing right now, but the Colts squeaked out an overtime win. They should not have won due to a missed call on PI against the Ravens, but they won. Gardner Minshew worked his magic. Minshew Mania, it's coming alive again. And, I mean, Lamar didn't play bad. He played good. His team just didn't play up to par, and Tucker missed a kick that could have got him a win, and it just, overall, they had a below par week, and it happens to the best of teams. So I don't think they need to freak out or anything. I think they need to just keep on making sure that they are not worrying, and they're just keeping on going towards the actual main goal for them right now, which is the Super Bowl, and they just got to keep going there. I guess I'm just gonna pull up the NFL scores for you guys to watch right now then. Talked about the Giants 49ers, Falcons, Lions, Saints, Packers. Ooh, Chargers, Vikings. I have a friend who is a Chargers fan and a Vikings fan. Was at this game wearing Chargers and Vikings gear. I think he's more of a Vikings fan, but those are his 2 teams, and unfortunately the Vikings are 0-3 now, but it would have been either Vikings 0-3 or Chargers 0-3, and now the Chargers are 1-2. The Vikings are 0-3. Justin Herbert played out his mind. I didn't realize he hit 405 passing yards. Holy crap. That's insane. Really good completion percentage, too. They're just both two good teams that, didn't end up having good starts this season, and now they're not in the greatest spot. Either of them. Not just the Vikings, not just the Chargers. Both of them are not in a good spot. The Browns just beat down on the Titans. I mean, Derrick Henry didn't do anything, so you can't expect anything out of the Titans when Derrick Henry can't do anything. He went 20 yards on 11 carries. I mean, literally any team, probably Alabama could have beat them, I'm going to be honest. Bills Commanders, basically the same thing here, but with the Bills over the Commanders. Josh Allen didn't do great, but he did good enough, and they won. And Sam Howell, 4 interceptions. He's a little raw still, but I think he will get better. 4 interceptions there. That's just insane. Josh Allen basically had the stat line of Jordan Love here with a touchdown, a pick, but Jordan Love led his team in rushing yards, and I'm not sure where no, Josh Allen had about the same. Basically, Josh Allen had like Jordan Love stats, except better completion percentage. So Jordan Love did more on the attempts he had compared to Josh Allen on the attempts he had. 20 for 218, whereas Love had 22 for 259, so about the same. Panthers, Seahawks. I mean, Andy Dalton kept the Panthers in it for most of the game. Seahawks pulled away at the end and just kind of dominated in the third and fourth quarter. Just pulled away at the end. Carolina tried to make a comeback, could not. Patriots, Jets, that was one of the most boring games I think I've ever experienced with my own 2 eyes. Patriots played like Dookie Water, and the Jets played like they don't have a quarterback, because they don't. We're just gonna forget about that game existing. Cardinals, Cowboys. The Cowboys are frauds. We all knew this. I was just waiting for the fraud game to show up already. And Josh Dobbs, he is someone that if the Jets actually want to make a deep playoff run, they should consider going after him, because he might actually be able to get him somewhere. Like, he's better than Zach Wilson. I'm sorry, but he is. Steelers, Raiders, almost as boring as the Patriots Jets game, but I mean, it started really exciting, and then at the end, just boring. Jimmy G threw 3 picks. It was more of like 2. The last one was kind of just desperation type of throw. Devontae Adams went off. I mean, good for him, but couldn't do anything to help him win when who's his face for the Raiders just decide that yeah, we're not gonna go for it on 4th down when we're in the red zone at the opponent's 4 down 8, when they already got 8 on the last play. I don't know, man. The Raiders are just a dysfunctional organization as a whole. And then the 2 games tonight that just finished up: Eagles, Bucks, Rams, Bengals. Rams, Bengals was almost as boring as the Steelers, Raiders, Patriots, Jets. Probably less boring than the Steelers, Raiders somehow. Ended up going down to like an onside kick, but I mean, the Bengals kind of controlled the whole game. Yeah, nothing special. Matthew Stafford is not playing great, and neither is Joe Burrow really, but Jamar Chase took a step in the right direction again, and Joe Burrow just played conservative, played what he needed to do, was more of a game manager, but won the game after all. That's what matters. They're no longer fully defeated. They are 1-2, and I think they'll get on track here again, but they look to be more of like a 9-8 type team in my opinion. They have a hard schedule. It doesn't look good for them ahead. But the Philadelphia Eagles Tampa Bay Buccaneers game. This was a really fun one to see who was the undefeated team after the end of this. And Ertz threw 2 picks. He did not play great, but he had 277 yards, a better game just in general through the air. Mike Evans had a pretty clutch touchdown to try and get Tampa Bay back in it, but they just never. They kind of were out of it. Ooh, didn't mean to do that, but they were kind of out of it after halftime. They just let up 9 points in the third and just started to get farther away and just weren't able to pull anything together until it was too late. Baker realistically didn't play too bad. I think, he could do better, but I think they look like a wild card team. They could even be competing for the top of their division because it's a weak, NFC South this year. So Eagles look to be the, team to either beat or the, second best team in the NFC. But who knows? After all, it's just, week 3. So what happens at the end of the season is what really matters. And yeah, on that note, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and sub if you enjoyed. As always, the love and support recently has been amazing, so keep it up and I'll keep going. And as always, don't forget to be a goat, and I'll see you in the next one, whatever it may be. I'm not sure right now, but we'll figure it out. Peace.